Hello, 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 and welcome to the Coronacast comedy show. Oh dear, I think my I think my live video looks very odd, but either way, hello and welcome to the Coronacast comedy show. Here with me, Delisa Panda. Oh, somebody says I should close that. Let me close that. If this is your first time, it's not working as the live video. It's just working on the platform. So let me just get started. Whoops. Okay. Sorry. Technical issues, as we all are used to in this weird time of Corona. Okay. So let me just set that up. Am I visible on? Oh, that's what's going on. Oh, sorry about this. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the technical issues. Now we're officially starting. Hello and welcome to the Coronacast comedy show. If this is your first time tuning in, this is a show where I, Deliso Chapanda, a stand-up comedian with no audience because of the coronavirus, instead entertains you, the people of Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you may be watching me. Welcome. Today's episode is a bit of a mixed bag. On Friday, I did an episode which was jokes from audience suggestions. There were a few audience suggestions I didn't write jokes about, so I'm going to do those. Then there have been a few interesting things in the news, and then a few mind-blowing thoughts that have been on my mind, and we're going to talk about all of them. In between all of them, I'll take a look at the chat. So if you have any questions, any comments, put them in and I will say hello. But let's start with a joke and then I'll get to the chat. So I'm going to get started with a suggestion which was from somebody called Boy Wonder, which is Robin. Boy Wonder wanted me to talk about donuts. Okay, wanted me to talk about donuts. Let me just bring up my notes there, ladies and gentlemen. Wanted a joke about donuts. Now, I'll tell you what's interesting. How do I talk about donuts, right? I was like, what is there funny about donuts? And I realized there is an association we have with donuts, right? We associate donuts with the police. I'm sure you've all seen the movies where policemen are gobbling away at donuts. And I was like, where does this come from? There is no other pastry or baked good which is just associated with a profession, right? You never think, oh, plumbers love cupcakes, right? You never think tax collectors, they love baguettes, right? It's so random that policemen love donuts. So I was like, let me look into the etymology of this. Let me look into the history of this association. And ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to tell you that I got to the bottom of it. Apparently, after the Second World War, there wasn't a lot of food which was available 24 hours a day. And some of the only restaurants in North America which were open late hours of the night were donut shops. Police, of course, were patrolling the streets late at night, so they used to go to donut shops. Hence, this association of donuts and policemen. But I think we all could agree that that is not as exciting a backstory for the association of donuts and police. So I have written a better one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Deliso's version of the hidden etymology, the hidden history of policemen and donuts. Okay, so let us commence. Okay, I say that it all dates back to the great bakery heist of 1921. The mafia wanted to rob the largest bakery in Chicago. Their plan was almost perfect, but it had a hole in it. I'm sorry. There'll be a lot of hole puns in this story. So their plan was to dig a tunnel or a hole into the bakery, right? And then drill a hole into the cash box and then run away with the safe. I don't know how it turned from a cash box into a safe, but I was not thinking straight when I was writing this. But okay, they wanted to drill a hole into the bakery, drill a hole into the room where they had the safe and grab the safe and run off with it. That's it. And then they would have all the time they wanted to break into the safe. But the hole in their plan was actually the safe was too big to fit into the tunnel which they dug. And so a policeman who had come over for a late donut saw them in the middle of their crime and arrested them. So that is actually the backstory for why policemen and donuts are forever merged in popular culture. Okay, let's look at the comments and then I will get on to the next subject. Hello. Oh, where was I the last couple of days? Ahmed Rami, I only do the Coronacast comedy show on the weekdays. I should make it more clear before the weekend that I do not broadcast on the weekend. I used to for the first 2 months of the coronavirus. Then I realized I was going slowly mad because one cannot write jokes every day. And so I decided to take 2 days off. I do other things, but not joke writing. Okay, excellent. Where is the panda? The panda is currently... What is the panda doing? The panda's just there having some water. Panda's having some water. I wouldn't. It looks like the panda is sitting on my shoulder. Indeed, indeed. Hello to you, Lynn Park, and I'm glad you love me. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the show. And hello to people on Instagram, such as NJ Willimas. Hello, and I wave back to Carrie Queen Can. Good to have you here. Okay, let's move on to the next subject of the day, which is from Yanni Mimi. Yanni Mimi has asked me to do some jokes about stepsisters stuck under stuff. And I think this reveals to all of us that Yanni Mimi has possibly been watching too much porn, because those of you who have frequented such sites know that they are a lot of movies with young stepsisters getting stuck under porn and who getting stuck under stuff. I have got to say that the porn of the current day makes me feel like innocent. And I think it's because when I was a kid, you had to struggle to get porn, right? Porn was not as available on phones. So honestly, we had some pretty vanilla perversions, right? When I was growing up, it was just like they would get a profession and they would add the word naughty, and that was all the porn. So it might be naughty nurses. Boom! There you go. Someone dressed in a nurse's outfit. Or it might be naughty teachers. Oh, someone with glasses and a ruler. And that was as dirty as it got. And we thought it was filthy. Now it's like stepsisters and it's, you know, it's incest and all kinds of stuff. And I really feel old. And it's really funny that I'm wistful for the innocent days of, you know, I find myself thinking back to the innocent days of naughty nurses and naughty lesbian teachers. How has the world come to that what used to be really perverse when I was a kid is now considered tame? And it makes me wonder what it's going to be in 50 years from now, because they keep accelerating. And it just, that's all I've got to say, Yanni Mimi. I don't know how this thing became what turns people on. But if it is, I'm not judging you. We've all got our own thing. So that's Yanni Mami wanted me to talk about stepsisters getting stuck under stuff. Okay, let's go to the comments. Let's see if you have any questions. If you have any comments, ask away. Jacqueline Boylan has a question. Jacqueline Boylan, what was your question? Is there a sound issue or something like that? I'm not sure why you put question. You put question about the stepsisters under the getting stuck under stuff. Trust me, don't look into it. Do not go to YouTube or anything and look into it. You do not want this awakening. Okay, let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Dadank Raccoon, they sound like children. Yes, you should go to Just for Laughs when COVID is gone. I probably will, because I often do Just for Laughs in Montreal. Okay, let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. 2050 will be like, why are you straight? You are entirely right. Things are changing at a very fast pace. Let's move on to the next thing. Like the next thing was Aframe Zahangir asked me to talk about whether we should ban TikTok. Now, as you all know, some countries have banned TikTok, such as India has banned TikTok. A few others have banned TikTok. And then the other thing about let's ban TikTok is, Trump wants to ban TikTok. And it's very interesting because it's all based on an idea, right? It's based on a theory that TikTok is a Chinese company. The Chinese are evil. And what's this? TikTok will give them our data and they will do nefarious things with that data. It's never been proved. It's just a suspicion. It's just something that we kind of think. But I think there are a lot of things which we kind of think, where there's not actually proof, but we kind of know what's going to happen, right? And it's just a very odd thing. I personally would want proof of something nefarious before banning things. But at the same time, that's not really how the world works, is it? If we've got a bad feeling about something, if we've got an intuition about something, sometimes we just preemptively act on it because we know there's something a little bit fishy going on. So, like I was talking to someone about R. Kelly. So do you know R. Kelly has not actually been on trial yet, right? R. Kelly is in prison waiting for trial. And there's no one's been like, hey, but he's not been found guilty, because we all kind of have for a long time felt that, yeah, he was up to no good. I didn't even watch this Surviving R. Kelly, but there was nothing in it that would have surprised me, because even back when I was 12, listening to 12 play, we all kind of a bit of a weird feeling about this guy singing, I don't see nothing wrong. It was like a pervert anthem. So who knows? Maybe this intuition about TikTok means you should ban it. I don't think it's enough proof, but that's where it comes from. Okay. Hello. Timor says your name is Timor Shukri. You live in northern Cyprus, and you have met most of my family in Zimbabwe or Malawi. I've got a gigantic family. Gigantic! You have no idea how gigantic my family is. You have probably met maybe a third of the Chapondas because we breed a lot. But either way, good to have you in the house. Excellent. Sarah Ho asked, where's Pooh Bear? Pooh Bear has never been part of the Coronacast. Pooh Bear was very temporarily attempting to get Panda Bear's Pandemic's job, but never ever managed to get the job. It was an intern, and he was chased away. Excellent. How are we doing? Yes, should we ban TikTok? That's very right, actually. The person who requested the joke spelt it wrong. He spelled TikTok, tic-tac. But maybe he didn't actually mean TikTok. You're right. Maybe he wanted to know if we should ban TikTok. If so, I went down the wrong avenue, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, exactly. Ahmed Rani is entirely right. USA companies are good people. They just use our data to wish us happy birthday. And that's entirely true. There's always that naive assumption that, the evil Chinese, what are they doing with our data? Why aren't we equally suspect with what the American companies are doing with our data? Next up, this wasn't a suggestion. This is now when I just started reading the news and things started catching my eyes. There have been, right? This is an article in America, right? Where there are illegal gyms, right? So it's against the law in certain states to gather, right? To gather, and it's against the law in certain states to have gyms because of COVID and social distancing. So some people started operating speakeasies, like speakeasy gyms. And I gotta say, I did not expect this. Like, how addicted are people to working out that how much do you want to run on a treadmill that you are literally breaking the law, like wearing a trench coat and a hat and going to like a secret place and saying, yeah, I'm here to pump iron. And then they let you in and you go in and you're like, okay, start doing some secret aerobics. Oh, don't make that much noise. The police might raid us. And I think it's proof. That if you make anything illegal, people will start doing it illegally, right? No matter what you make illegal. I actually wonder if it's getting to the point in these places where gyms are illegal and people are desperate for their gymming, where they're now drug dealers who specify gym related stuff. So you call your dealer and you're like, yo, can you make a delivery? Can you just I'd like a set of dumbbells. Can you send me a set of dumbbells? And they're like, yeah, I'll come. I'll meet you in the back alley at 4:00. I'll bring some dumbbells. And cause you're a repeat customer, I'm gonna also throw in a stationary bike, yo. Oh, thank you, man. So unexpected speakeasies. Who knew that people are secretly going to the gym, that they desperately need to go to the gym? I am clearly a fat bastard because I would go to a speakeasy if they ban donuts, but I'm not going to a speakeasy if they ban going to the gym. LOL, glad you're enjoying the show, Supercar Lover. Good to have you here. Hello, interesting. People on Instagram, I can't see your comments. If any of you are commenting for some reason, I hope it's still broadcasting because I see the numbers who are watching, but I don't see any of your comments. But anyway, glad you're here watching. Where's the link to Twitch? Okay, so my Twitch is twitch.tv/DelisoChaponda. Let me put it in the chat, twitch.tv/DelisoChaponda. And after I'm done, after this show is done, I will be on twitch.tv/DelisoChaponda. I do a little bit of gaming. I just game and I chat to people while I game. So if you're into that, feel free to come after the Coronacast to watch the gaming. It usually starts at around 2:45. So it'll be 7:45. I don't know what time that is in your time zone, J-Day. Okay, next up. I'm glad that I'm your favorite comedian, Supercar Lover, and I hope I keep making you laugh and hopefully make you laugh live once this Corona is over. Okay, next subject, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Pop ID. If you're not aware of Pop ID, this is a thing which they've just done the beta test for, where you are going to be able to pay for things with your face, right? So instead of using a credit card, instead of using a thumbprint, your facial recognition will be enough for you to pay for stuff. And I don't like the idea of it, right? First of all, because I think we're going to look like idiots, right? Can you imagine you put all your groceries in you pay by swishing your head, right? Or if the scanner's here, you'll be like, okay, I want to pay, right? And even worse, imagine you've got a broke face. Right now, if I'm broke, nobody knows that I'm broke, right? My bank account, you don't know what's in my bank account. But imagine my face is broke. If you are in overdraft, your face is in overdraft. I think people have enough insecurities about the way they look without adding a financial element. I think this is a bad idea, right? I never want to have a broke face. But on the flip side, you could have a rich face, right? You could be ugly, but you're like, oh, but this face is worth £500,000. So that's what I've got to say about Pop ID. And the final subject of today, let me take a look at the chat before doing the final subject of the day. Hi, you're a little bit behind. Oh, don't worry, it's all good to be a little bit behind. Good to have you here for the first time, Spencer. You're very, very welcome. And if you go to my YouTube, there are literally 122 past episodes of the Coronacast. I've been doing it since March, waiting for COVID to end. And I'm going to keep doing it till I'm allowed to do live shows again. The UK is now allowing socially distant shows, but you've got to understand the math of it means they can't yet pay the comics well. Because think about it. If they can only have 50 people in a room, that means they're only making a third of what they used to make. And so they offer you, hey, come perform for very little money. So it's still going to be a while before comedians like I can make a living once more. which is also a very sly way for me. Once more saying, if you enjoy the show, consider a little bit of support for the Coronacast comedy show, either by becoming a patron or donating at ko-fi.com/DeliSearchPanda, as you see before me. But now, let us get to the final joke of the day, ladies and gentlemen. They all knew. I got to talk about people saying they all knew, because this is something you often hear in conspiracies. It's something you often hear, and to me, it almost seems naive about the way evil operates, right? It's that thing, like, there have been a lot of posts of Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, who was a horrible human being, who was, doing all sorts of horrible things with underage women and all kinds of terrible things. But there is now this thing which happens where anybody who they find a photo of him with, or flew on his plane, or at any point was associated with him, they're like, you see, this person is part of his evil ring. They all knew. They all knew. They all knew. And I've always looked at people who say this. I'm like, that's not how evil operates, right? Evil does not tell everybody who it interacts with the evil shit that it's up to. It's almost reassuring and almost would make the world a better place if evil looked evil and told everybody around it what it was up to. Evil doesn't roll like that. Evil is your best friend. Evil is doing you favors, making you laugh. Evil is trustworthy in the open, and then behind closed doors is doing all sorts of messed up stuff. People are like, oh, they all knew. Of course they all knew. They're all part of this. People were like, oh, they're evil pedophile rings who meet in pizza parlors. And I'm like, these people know what they're doing is wrong. And they know that they could end up in prison. And they know that people would find out what they do and kill them. Vigilante justice. They're not just going to open up maybe 2, maybe 3, but like a ring of like 80 or 100 of these pedophile cannibals that you hear about. If there was a pedophile cannibal, maybe you've not been reading these QAnon conspiracies, but if you read these QAnon conspiracies, I find they're so naive, because they imagine if there was a pedophile cannibal, that he would tell other people. No. I say this knowing in my history, in my family, there was one person who was revealed to have been molesting people, right? And nobody knew, because he was the most generous, most charitable, most funny, most lovely person who everybody trusted. And that's how he was getting away with this shit, right? Don't assume people know, because someone who you know might be doing these horrible things, and you're like, oh, we would know. You wouldn't know, because they're good at hiding. So that's the show which we're ending on, ladies and gentlemen. As Jacqueline Boylan says, a lot of serial killers' wives don't know. Yes, people hide the evil stuff that they're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Jacqueline Boylan says, why perform for little money to strangers when I can perform for free for you? You're right entirely. My current economic model is flawed. But just so you understand what the economic model of this is, I know I don't get a lot of donations, but the way I look at it is, I am ingratiating with you, myself with you guys, by making you laugh, hopefully a few times a week. And what I think is, whenever life resumes, anytime you see me touring near you, buy a ticket, come watch it, because you'll come see me live to thank me for entertaining you through COVID. Have a very lovely night, and I will be back tomorrow. Those of you who are into the gaming, I will be on twitch.tv/DeliSearchPanda, gaming away in 15 minutes. So see you then. Ciao to the people. Ciao to the people. Bye. End broadcast.